Hey everybody, it's Eric Holmgren, your local historian, and today I am with Alice Husovsky. And Alice, we're here in the Bradford House. What room in the Bradford House are we visiting today?
This is the lovely and charming dining room where the family had all of their meals because they did not eat in the kitchen, as today that we mostly do.
Okay.
This was the formal dining room, and this is not only where the family ate every day, but if they had guests, they would entertain them in here for dinner.
And usually they're eating 3 meals a day like we do today?
I would think so.
Okay. And with the current setting, what are some of the different things that we're looking at here?
Well, behind us, for one, is this lovely fireplace, and it is original, and it has been preserved. There is nothing that has been replaced on it. Even the mirror is original. This side of the fireplace are compartments where dishes could be placed to be kept warm before the dinner. And then, of course, in the summertime that wouldn't be necessary, but in the winters, as we know, it gets a little bit damp and chilly. And this house did have, can I say, central heating?
Yes, you can say central heating.
Mr. Bradford had several heaters downstairs. I believe there were either 3 or 4 separate forced air heaters. Actually, they were gravity heaters. The heat just rose from the flames. So,
very good. And of course, with the heating thing here that's built in, or the cabinet that's built into the fireplace, they didn't have microwave ovens back then. So I guess this is the equivalent of keeping things warm while you're waiting to serve.
I would think it would be like a warming drawer.
Like a warming drawer type of thing. Okay. And of course, the fireplace here in the mantle, would this have been like the focal point for the dining room?
I would think so. If they had guests sitting around the table, they would be facing this way, and I think it would just be the backdrop for Mr. Bradford sitting at the head of the table.
The head of the table. So he has his back to
That's
this.
Right.
And then now what is it that he sees?
He's looking out. I always thought of Mr. Bradford sitting here early in the morning, having his breakfast, looking out over his orchards, and probably smelling the wonderful orange blossoms in the spring as the sun glinted through the windows, and the children coming down for breakfast. And I mean, it was a formal situation. They did not come down in tennis shoes and t-shirts and shorts.
Right.
So this was a proper type of dining room that the family would have enjoyed.
Okay. And I presume that Mr. and Mrs. Bradford's not cooking. She has different...
She does have help.
Okay.
She does have help. I'm sure she did some of the cooking. So when they did clean up the dishes would be loaded from the rear of the double-sided china closet.
Right.
And when they were setting the table, they could be drawn out on the front side with the leaded glass windows. It certainly was a terrific idea. I mean, you didn't have to go carting around the dishes to each side at, every meal. And since they used it for every meal, it was very handy.
Yeah, it's very practical. So
yes.
you could then take them from this side of the dining room, set the table.
Right.
When you take the dishes back into the kitchen to have them washed, then you just load them in through the backside of the china cabinet.
Completely.
Okay, very clever. What are some of the other things that we see here today?
Well, the dining room is set, the table is set formally. It would not have been set like this for all meals, of course, but this is a replication of what they probably would have had for dinners or special occasions. The current dishes on the table are a set that have been given back to the Bradford House by A.S. and Fanny's great-granddaughter, and one of the Caymans. And it is a modern pattern, but since it's part of the family heirlooms, we are proud to show it, along with very antique pieces, the glasses. The silverware is the orange blossom pattern that was put out by Sunkist, which was, as you know, a shipping company for the growers.
Right.
And on the pattern actually has an orange blossom on the end of each utensil.
Okay.
And the people would get the green wrappers around the oranges in their crates when they would buy them, and the ladies would save these little wrappers and send them in with a small amount of money, and they would get a piece of the silverware.
So it was sort of an incentive for you to purchase sun-kissed products.
That's right. And other companies did this later on. I can remember my mother saving coupons to send in, I believe it was Betty Crocker, to do the similar type of thing.
Right. Well, very good. Now, is there anything else that we wanted to try to think about or look at here while we're visiting today?
The sideboard has the original candelabras that have been returned to us from Renee Kamen, who is the granddaughter of A.S. and Fanny. Also on the far side is a tea set, and the furniture itself, if you look in the picture from years way back, the furniture is the original furniture, the original dining room set that has been returned to us because all of the furnishings had been removed from the house at the time period when the Bradfords were giving up the house to the city.
Right.
And over the years, many people that purchased furniture items or other items have graciously returned items to the Bradford House and to the Founders Society to keep them in the house. I think it's just a marvelous representation of how well people treasured their local history.
Yeah, well, and that's a really terrific thing too. Oftentimes you'll go to different historical buildings and they will have reproductions of things.
Correct.
Or they'll have things from maybe another location that imitates this. But I think what's unique so far that I've seen in the Bradford House is that so many of the pieces that are here, in fact, I would dare say the majority of the pieces that are here are original from this house. So that's rather unique.
It really is, and it's wonderful that they have been returned to us, and we are able to offer them to the community to see.
That's fantastic. Alice, is there anything else that we want to point out?
At the far end of the room is the beautiful bay window. It's 3 separate windows that are curved out the side of the house called a bay window. It's a rather large one, and the draperies are also similar to what was originally here.
Okay. And I do see what looks like a door that leads out to the porch.
Door, yes. I always found it fascinating in here that there is an exit door to almost every room on the first floor. I'm sure the fire department loves us. There's a door out of the kitchen, out of the office, out of the back parlor, and of course the front door. So it's just an unusual type of setup because, well, actually it's wonderful because this door exits to the porch, the wraparound porch, and if it were a warm day, you had more ventilation.
Right.
And your guests could probably wander out on the porch and sit out there. So it's a unique little feature.
That is very nice. Can you tell me about this beautiful chandelier that's here?
The chandelier. That again has been returned to us by Renee Kamen. It is the original chandelier. She called me one day when I was an officer and she said, "Do you want this, would you like to have this chandelier back? It's hanging in my house and I'm going to be selling it. I was wondering if you want it back." And I said, "Most certainly. Anytime you care to have it delivered, we are ready." So it's beautiful, it's original. I don't know of any replacements or repairs that have been done to it.
So would you say then that this chandelier dates from the house in 1902, 1904, or
Most
is it
likely,
something? Okay.
most likely.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they did have chandeliers, and he did have the house wired for electricity, so it probably was.
Okay.
Maybe 1910. I don't know the exact dates, but close in there.
Okay. It really is very stunning, and
Yes,
definitely
yes.
makes this room quite unique.
Very elegant.
Well, very good. Alice, it's been a pleasure chatting with you and learning more about the Bradford House and how this dining room fits in with all of the various and sundry things that the Bradford family would have been experiencing on a day-to-day basis.
Well, thank you. Be happy to do it, and please have your friends come back and visit us.
Well, good. And so that's for any of you that are in the Southern California area who are watching these videos. Come on down, check the website for the Founders Society to see when the tours are available, and we'd love to have you come down and see the house in person.